Hey friends, and welcome back to Brick by Brick. I'm Roxann Klepper, and today we're shifting gears from real estate to real skin, or still skin, I should say. If you've ever struggled with breakouts, tried 19 serums that promise the world, or wondered whether Botox is worth the hype, this episode is for you. As someone who's personally been through the ringer with acne and skin issues, I know how confusing, frustrating, and expensive it can be to figure out what actually works for you. And for me, skin has always been a journey, not just physically, but emotionally. Breakouts, scarring, feeling like I had to wear makeup constantly. I know what it's like to feel like your skin's holding you back. But I've also learned that the right care, the right experts, and a little bit of patience can change everything. My skin has dramatically improved in the last 4 years, and it's taken lots of skin work and gut work. So, this is why I've invited two amazing guests today: an experienced esthetician who specializes in skin health and real results, and an expert in injectables who's here to break down what's safe, what's smart, and what's just noise. So, we're going to bust some myths, we're going to set the record straight, and we're going to give you the tools to make empowered choices about your skin. Let's get into it. Janelle and Jordana just opened their own location down in Capstone. I have been there, and I can say that it is a gorgeous space. Hi, ladies. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Oh, thanks for being here. Your room looks great behind you.
Thank you. We love it.
Nice and bright and sunny. So I thought we'd dive right into it. We're going to start with the skin part of it. So, Janelle, tell us what the most common mistake people make when it comes to their skincare.
Common mistake. I would say not being consistent. I think people probably start with way too much or they don't stay consistent with the basics. I find people just pick random things off of a drugstore shelf that they think are good for their skin, and those little add-ons can actually do more harm than good on your skin. So just being consistent, finding someone that knows your skin and can help you make a routine.
Yeah, and it's hard to stay consistent when you're picking 19 random things and trying to use them all the time.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned drugstore stuff. Tell us, is more expensive always better? Are there some drugstore products that are fantastic? Tell us your thoughts.
Necessarily say that more expensive is better, but it often does mean that the products are researched more and higher potency. So with medical grade products, you're usually getting products that are delivering deeper in your skin. And they're actually healing your skin, and you're getting more transformation from it. You can definitely get those results from cheaper products, but it's going to take longer. And I think with medical grade products, because these products are sold through a professional, you're also getting hand holding from a professional. So they know your skin, and you're able to kind of curate your products through the different seasons and through like healing your skin. So
And so I assume that drugstore products, there's also lots of ingredients that we probably don't want to put on our skin.
yeah, sometimes there's just cheaper fillers in them. I would say they sometimes sit more on top of your skin rather than delivering deep in your skin to get results that you.
And so you got a $20 cleanser or cleanser. You're probably getting more bang for your buck with the 40 anyways, because it's doing way more. And it'll probably last longer too, because you're using less of it.
Yeah, and I think in the long run you do save money because these products you're getting results from. So it saves you time and frustration and money in the long run.
And having to buy 4 other cleansers to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so ingredients, cheap fillers we were talking about. What ingredients should we actually be looking for?
Well, that is so different based on your skin type. So someone with an oily, acne-prone skin is going to use something completely different than someone with a dry skin type that has pigmentation. I think as a rule, medical grade products are pH balanced. Vitamin C is really good for protection, and SPF is a non-negotiable. Hyaluronic acid for anyone that is really dry and sensitive and irritated. It all just kind of depends what your skin type is and how we curate that for you.
So another reason just to have someone who knows your skin and really knows what to tell you to use.
Sure.
I'm sure there's people out there using the salicylic acid that I use, but they have dry skin and it's probably making their skin worse.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can definitely be irritating if you're using the wrong products for your skin type.
And so what would the bare minimum skincare routine look like? Like, let's just pretend everyone's skincare is very similar. What are the things every single person should be using no matter what?
Bare minimum. Well, that again is so different, kind of based on your what your goals are, where your skin is at, what your lifestyle is. ZO has kits that are curated for different skin types, so I really love those. Um, the bare minimum kit has 4 products, so I love that one. It's a really good kit to get started on. It has a cleanser that we kind of just judge based on your skin. A medical exfoliant, so some type of exfoliant to remove dead skin on the surface, a chemical exfoliation to dive deep into your skin to stimulate your skin cells to heal, and then an antioxidant. So that I would say is, and then I would add an SPF, obviously, and some type of treatment serum, maybe, but it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be simple.
I wanted to ask you a question about the what was the fourth thing you said? Antioxidant. 4 years ago, I started using the ZO products and I started using the Daily Power Defense. Tell everyone what you told me about not using a moisturizer.
So when your skin is relying on a moisturizer, it's typically because that product is sitting on the surface of your skin. It makes your skin cells really lazy, and then you become codependent on a heavy moisturizer. I love antioxidants because they actually dive deep into your skin. They change your cells. So they're healing your skin from the inside out. When your skin is functioning properly and it's healed, then you shouldn't need to rely on a moisturizer.
So I stopped using moisturizer 4 years ago, except for when I have a treatment done and it gets all flaky. But and I never need one anymore,
Yeah,
which is amazing to me.
medical grade products are they're meant to dive deep into your skin cells and help your skin turn over and function properly so that you don't need to rely on those heavy moisturizers.
Yeah, which is mind blowing because we're all sold you got to get the heavy ones and the anti aging ones, and they put on your skin and it feels like you put tar on your skin. And it just kind of sits there. And I find them all very greasy too.
Yeah, and then they're washed off and you're kind of left back at square one, not really seeing any results on your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, is there something people think helps their skin that really doesn't? I mean, obviously, we just talked about the moisturizer thing. So, that's myth number one. Is there something else you think that people do or pay big money for that really has no benefit to their skin?
Some type of myth. Um, like as far as skincare, yeah, the heavy moisturizers, I would say, like, I think,
I feel like we hear all the time. I live in Alberta. It's dry here. I need a heavy moisturizer. That's like, I feel
Sure.
like always a statement people make.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely sometimes people do
Mhm.
need a hydrator for sure. And that's why seeing a professional and being able to kind of change your skincare routine through different seasons and post care, you definitely need to support your skin a little bit more then as well.
So, you see all these things on Instagram and TikTok. It's like people are putting tallow on their face, things like that. Like, tell me your thoughts about the things, the little fads and trends that people do.
Oh, trends are a hard one because I mean, some of them actually look fun. I definitely get roped into the beauty world on TikTok and Instagram as well. Um, I think beef tallow is super trendy because it's all natural, but it's actually extremely comedogenic on the skin. So, meaning it clogs your pores, your skin becomes codependent on that really heavy moisture. And oftentimes in my room, I see people over time that have used it, and it's caused way more harm on their skin than good.
Interesting. How about people that use castor oil on their face?
Same thing, that's just like such a large molecule. So it's not diving deep into your skin where your skin cells need to be stimulated to function.
I gotcha. It's just laying on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
feels nice. It can make your skin like super glowy for a short period of time, but over long periods of time using these products, you can just cause harm. It causes inflammation in your skin and causes your skin to kind of stop functioning.
So how about some of the facial trends that are out there? You know, I've seen people do leech facials and snails, and they put all sorts of weird stuff on their face.
Yeah, people will do anything. I don't know. I just think find a professional. Don't jump on trends.
Yeah.
You want services and products that are backed by science and research and that have long-term studies done on them.
And what's the most popular facial service that you have or recommend that you do in your clinic?
I do lots of hydrofacials. Hydrofacials are so great for no downtime. So I would say that's probably my most popular. It's nice to have hydrofacials seasonally when your skin changes with the weather and just checking in with your esthetician as well. Um, but my favorite one is microneedling. I think the results that you get from microneedling are amazing. Um, yeah, that's my favorite to do.
No negative side effects with microneedling. No.
Effects as long as you're seeing someone who knows what they're doing for sure, knows the skin, and can customize your treatment kind of based on what your skin type is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you and I were talking about this a little while ago, and not to talk negatively about any providers that are out there, but not everyone is has the same experience level and skill level that you guys do with the services that you provide. So, what are the bare minimum requirements now for any Tom, Dick, or Harry to provide microneedling to someone? Like, how does a person find a professional who really knows what they're doing?
I think just like consultations are typically complimentary no matter where you go.
Yeah,
So having a consultation, talking about what your skin goals are, what your lifestyle is, and finding someone that can kind of curate towards that. That's not just trying to sell a service or sell products, that actually visibly cares about
yeah.
you and your skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the Botox stuff. Jordana, so I have a similar line of questions about that stuff. Can you explain to our audience the difference between Botox and fillers, first of all?
So Botox, I feel like everybody's pretty familiar with, but it is a neuromodulator. We inject it into the skin. What it's doing is just preventing a muscle from not firing. So if you were to go to the gym and work out your bicep, that bicep muscle is consistently firing. You're flexing it. When you place a neuromodulator into the skin, it just blocks that receptor from firing. So we're not freezing, we're not paralyzing. Those are all words I get in the treatment room that people are like, are you paralyzing my face? No, we're not. And so, just like if you were to go to the hospital and get a drug, say you're out of surgery, you get morphine for pain, you metabolize that in 3 to 4 hours, and then we can give you a dose again. Same thing as Botox. We give you that medication, your body metabolizes it, and then you can come back, but in 3 months, not 3 hours. Um, I feel like people would love to come back in 3 hours, but for more.
For sure.
But that's just not the way it works. And then filler, I just took my filler course. So I am learning lots about that. And it is a beast, I should say, in
I'm
just a
sure.
big topic of conversation in the aesthetic world right now. But it is a foreign substance that we are injecting into the skin. Your body does naturally create a form of it, hyaluronic acid. the filler companies just create it in more like a gel form, and it is used to fill a space or augment, depending what area you're treating. And yeah, so you can treat many different areas. You can do the cheek, the jawline, the chin, the lips. Um, yeah, so I've learned a ton about that. It is, like I said, a beast of its own. Pros and cons to it, but I'm really excited to begin offering that in the future.
Sure. And so tell us about the right time to start, right? Obviously, everyone has different skin and it's different for everyone, but I think there's lots of people who start really young as like a preventative thing and lots of people who miss the boat and now they're like, I still have these wrinkles. Tell us your thoughts on timing.
I feel like those that kind of use the conversation of like miss the boat, I think that's more or less from like lack of knowledge and this um what everybody's views of Botox were years ago. I think those women, specifically women and men, have like a negative connotation towards it. And I think now that there's a younger population doing preventative, it's because they have a lot more education and information on it. And it's very interesting when you talk to both populations because the older generation doesn't understand why the younger generation is. And it's because, like, yeah, they're now so informed on it. Do I think a lot of people are getting it too early and don't need it? Absolutely. I personally have spoken to people saying, I'd rather, if you're not doing any of the skincare things right now, invest your money in that, and your skin health will be so much more ahead of the game than just doing Botox. But yeah, I think preventative is huge. If you're seeing those areas where the muscles are contracting and creasing, in give it 5-10 years, you are going to have etched lines. Now again, that just comes back to skin health and Botox working together, that they can achieve some really great results, but in general you need to be taking care of your skin first.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
And so the same thing that I asked for Janelle, I would assume that there is a fine line for who is qualified to give us these services, maybe even more so than the facial part of it. Is a provider, are they certified? How do people find, they're injecting stuff into our skin? How do we make sure those people are qualified to do that?
I think it's huge. Like, I'm a nurse at the hospital, and I think it's honestly, I hear from patients too. I think every patient client has the right to ask those questions and to know, and like, you have the right to refuse care, right? So just because you go to somebody and you maybe don't feel comfortable, I think everybody can choose another provider to give them a service, but it's your right as a patient and client to ask those questions. Where are they doing their training? How long have they been doing it for? Even same thing with Janelle. I think that's a great thing to ask people. How much experience do you have? How many clients do you see? Um, and I think sometimes people can get offended by those questions, but I think it's a really important thing to ask. Like, we're putting needles into your face, and
Yeah.
it is like a medical treatment. And yeah, I just really like to tell clients that it's their, right to advocate for themselves, but us as providers have to also, we have a we have a job to stay up to date with education and consistently, there's new treatments coming out and information, and that's our role as well. So, yeah, I think just making sure that your injector is, you know, investing back into your education. Where are they doing courses? Are they reputable courses? Who are they learning from? That information is all online too. And yeah, do they have a degree? I don't know. There's some very interesting things I've been hearing about in the community about certain providers offering injectables in basements or products that are silicone and actually not the product themselves. So I think it's very important that people ask what the product is, the names, and do your own research before agree to have your face poked.
That's terrifying.
Crazy.
To, I
That's,
mean,
I should say to that too, though. Like, the injecting world, I think that's one thing compared to the hospital that I find this world is so gray. Whereas in the hospital, like,
okay.
you have your degree, you follow your policies and procedures. As an aesthetic injector, you can go do whatever, whenever you want, wherever it works for you. And I think there's not like one way to do it. And I think it's really important for clients to ask those questions. And that's the one downside of aesthetics that, you people hear things have gone wrong and then they get freaked out. And it's not as regulated as I would say like a hospital job. So people have to do their research.
And to be fair, would I go into someone's basement to get my face injected? No. So I also think there's a little bit of like common sense there too.
Yeah, I think, but you'd be surprised. And I'm speaking to Injectables. There's a lot of great like estheticians out there that are having like businesses, in their homes. I think that's amazing.
Of
But I'm
course.
just saying, speaking to like just the conversation about not using actual products and injecting that out of your house is very crazy when you're not, you don't have a degree in nursing or injectables in general, and you're just poking people's faces without that education. I think that's clients' jobs to ask those questions and, you know,
Yeah,
listen to this
agreed.
podcast too.
And so someone comes in to see you for their Botox. What are the results they really expect? Because again, I think we have an unrealistic expectation of what these services really look like from Instagram and TikTok. Someone's had 18 different things done to their face. What can someone actually expect if they come in for Botox on their face? How long does it last for? And what's going to happen to the wrinkles?
So I often get a lot of people come in thinking Botox is just going to like magic erase their skin. And I wish that was true. That'd be amazing. We'd come every 3 months and get rid of every single wrinkle, but that's not realistic. And we're just seeing things on social media, or we're seeing people in the public that we're like, wow, their skin's amazing. And they say they get Botox, but they're probably doing skincare. They're probably getting microneedling done. I like recommend people skip a Botox treatment and go see Janelle and get microneedling done. It's going to do way more long term for their skin. But in terms of the actual medication, Botox kicks in about 2 to 3 weeks. Some people think it kicks in like the second they walk in the door. That was me my first time, but it doesn't. It's just that extra fluid in the tissue is causing that resistance. So you think it's kicked in, but it hasn't. So that 2 to 3 week mark is when you fully kind of see your results kick in. And then it lasts at full result, like full peak effect, to 9 weeks. So just over 2 months. And then you start to metabolize. So oftentimes people come back to me and they're like, my Botox didn't last. And I'm like, okay, when did you start seeing movement? And they're like, like a couple months. And I was like, that's totally normal. If we wouldn't, there's no medication out there that's just gonna freeze those muscles for 3 months and then you just come back. Our faces are meant to move. And the important thing to, I think, educate people is you're going to gain movement back, but at rest, those lines aren't there. Like you can see mine raising here, like I have the movement, but at rest, I don't have the crinkles or the static lines. With that being said, I think a lot of people do come in thinking it's just going to magic erase. And then again, we just have that conversation that what we're doing morning and night on our skin, that's like that's like brushing your teeth. And Botox is like going to the dentist. So if we're not brushing our teeth morning and night, your dentist is only going to be able to do so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great way to describe it. And so tell us, if you could go back and give your young self one piece of advice, skin advice, what would it be? I know what Janelle's will be. I'm willing to bet Janelle's will be SPF.
Yeah, an SPF. Oh my gosh, I was a lizard. I guilty that I was putting on like tanning oil and laying in the sun, and now I'm like, oh my
Oh
gosh,
yeah.
it gives me chest pain. I was in a tanning bed. I was at Fabutan. I will admit, like we're all not. Well, maybe Janelle is perfect, but I'm not. But I was in Fabutan, and it's like sickening to me. I'm like, oh my gosh. So if I could tell myself, be like, but again, we didn't have like the fake tanning stuff out there that we do now. So I feel like we were just
No, for sure.
the glow. But I just wish I was taking care of my skin and using SPF and washing my face morning and night. Like I was using a like Dove and the St. Ives apricot scrub. So,
and I think just even those like starting in those little tiny steps early make a big difference long term. So like not going to bed with your makeup on. and wearing your SPF.
Mm-hmm. But again, I think that also comes with education and just now, like my mom didn't have that education. And so obviously like that's who you're looking to for like those things. And it's not their fault, but I just think now it's just being talked about so much more. Everybody's coming in being like, my daughter's telling me I need to do that. They're right. They are so much, there's so much more information out there.
So let's get off topic for a second. Tell me about your business. Tell me how exciting it's been. Tell me how stressful it's been.
You want me? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been all the emotions. I feel like it's funny. I think when I've heard other people talk about owning a business in the public, they're like, it's like a lot. It's all the things. And I was always like, yeah, like, I don't know. I think it looks like fun. And then you're like in it and you're like, oh, I get it. It's like stressful. It's overwhelming. It's exciting. It's, there's so much growth and everything. I just feel like it's all the emotions, but it's been
all the
awesome.
Ideas spinning in your head all the time. I think we've had a few months in here now, so I'm definitely starting to feel settled.
Feels like home.
Which is nice, and nice to see your vision come to life.
Yeah, we love the area. Capstone has been so fun to be in, so and just be part of the community. It's been really fun.
So nice. Well, thanks for joining me today, ladies. You guys gave us some amazing information and advice, and it's so nice to hear it from professionals because we get so much noise all over social media, so it's nice to hear it straight from the source. I think I mentioned it earlier, but their studio is downtown in Capstone. You guys should drive by, check it out. It is beautiful. And then at the end here, I will have all of their contact info if you want to reach out and get some professional advice about your skin, and I promise it's worth it.
Thank you so much for
Thanks.
having us.
That was fun.
Thanks for joining me. It was awesome. This episode wasn't about selling products or pushing treatments. It was about helping women feel more confident in their own skin, whether you're fighting acne, fighting wrinkles, or just tired of the hype. I hope you're walking away today with a little more clarity and a lot more self-love. Big thanks to my incredible guests, Janelle and Jordana. Their info will be in the show notes. And if you've got skin questions, product overwhelm, or just need a skincare cheerleader, you know where to find me. Until next time, keep building your life brick by brick. See you soon.